Did anyone just watch the Toronto Maple Leafs have the worst collapse in team history? No, I'm just kidding, everyone. No, that loss did piss me off immensely. If anyone happens to be a Toronto Maple Leaf fan, you probably just watched the fucking Maple Leafs maybe do the worst collapse in team history. I was just reading some of the comments on Facebook. Sorry I don't have comments for today's video. Today I'm too pissed to even begin to chat with other people. But no, when that game was going, I knew that there was bad vibes to begin with right off the bat. We were in for a fucking ultimate cheeseball festival. Now, if anyone has been a long life Leaf fan like me, I started watching since the day I was born. My grandfather started me watching when I was still a baby, and I've watched the Leafs collapse ever since my entire life, over 41 years now. So yeah, I've gotten pretty accustomed to this monumental collapse coming for the Leafs. I knew it. I could so see it coming. Even after we had won those 2 games back to back, I knew what was coming. Now I'm just going to give everyone a brief history of why I knew what was happening and see if anyone else agrees or disagrees. But you may have remembered that just a few weeks ago, the Leafs were considered on fire, one of the best unbeatable teams in the league. And what happened? They managed to clinch. I think they were setting records for the best season in all of team history. That's where this cheeseburger hat is coming into play. That was the ultimate cheese. Sort of like the Tampa Bay Lightning. That's like the sports curse, to win, to clinch first, and to lose in the very first round of the playoffs. No, but anyways, let's see what next. Here's the Nylander situation. So people are saying Tim and Sid, not even Sid anymore, is just Tim. He doesn't have Sid. And I'm thinking if he wanted a replacement, maybe Leland Judson, the cheeseburger man, should do a better job than Sid explaining what is wrong with this team. You know what's wrong with this team? This. Nylander. Now, I know a lot of people are going to say Nylander did great to start this playoff run. And they started calling him the best player in the entire NHL. You know what I started to hear? I started to hear bullshit. You know, like really. Nylander, I know people are going to say he's so great, but really, what has he done? Nylander is one of those players that sat out almost an entire season for us and told the team the reason he was sitting out is because he could carry them, that they needed to pay him the max money so that he could cash in and screw our salary cap unless he could get us through the playoffs. And you know what's happened so far since he's gotten his ass rich? We have lost. That's right. And you know who's laughing their ass off? Nylander. He has all these people on Facebook going, oh, Nylander, he's so amazing. You know what I think about Nylander? His hair might be great, but my hair is better than Nylander's. No, anyways. No, Nylander, I give him some credit because apparently his relative was an even more jackass player than he was. So at least he wasn't as bad as his dad. Or uncle or whoever it was that he's related to. But I'm not a really big fan of these players from former generations unless you're Vladimir Guerrero. Then you get a pass. All right, see, what I would do, everyone is asking, no, what Tim was asking, without the help of Sid, is he was asking what are Leaf fans venting about now. I'm a Toronto Raptors fan, Leafs fan, and a Blue Jays fan. I'd like to say I'm a Toronto sports fan, but as we know, that really isn't a reality anymore. It's just the Maple Leafs now, right? Right? Now, hopefully we'll get our human rights back. I don't want to make a mockery of the situation, but you know what really jinxed the team tonight is sports history. You know what I'm talking about? Well, it turns out in sports history, there's a thing sort of like curses and jinxes, and you don't want to fuck things over. So let's get into the history of curses and the Leafs. Here's a good one. Now, Brian Burke. I don't want to pick on Brian Burke saying he's the worst jackass ever and that he's cursed, because he's gone through a lot of hardship in his life. I know with his family crisis with his son, that was very devastating. And I also agree with him on his stance on Nylander. I think Nylander was not the type of player that the Leafs should have gave all their money to. I think some players, they're really great, but they don't make your team better. I think Nylander is one of those players. Well, anyways, to get on with the curse, that I agree with Brian Burke, not in every situation, but in this curse situation, when he was with the Toronto Maple Leafs, and he was quoted as saying that if a team was just going to squeak into the playoffs, it wasn't worth them trying to do it. So it just so happens when he said that, guess what happened? One team squeaked into the playoffs in the last position, and they won the cup that year. Just to rub it in the face of not only Toronto Maple Leafs fans, but Brian Burke, and to born a curse of Toronto. And now Toronto's had different curses throughout sports history before. If anyone's been to the Toronto Museum, apparently there was some horrible crash where one of the players was killed, I think in a plane or helicopter accident, and there was some sort of remains were never found, and some sort of a curse started. So anyways, I won't get too much into that curse, but I think Nylander triggered a curse under himself by sitting out that entire season and making himself the star of attention, saying that he was worth the team, that he could carry the whole team, that they could invest all their money into him. Now I was thinking if Nylander was smart, and if I was Nylander, obviously what I would have done is taken the money that Toronto offered and went for more some sort of lucrative deals outside. Like become a fan favorite because you took a smaller contract, so that way you wouldn't have so much pressure and you wouldn't have jackasses like me picking on you. But no, that's really what it comes down to. The main reason I pick on Nylander is because he sat out a whole season saying he could do it. But guess what happened? The only thing that he could do was get rich, and we lost. So yeah, that's one thing I was thinking. Yeah, and the other curse today, the one I was mentioning of Brian Burke, sadly was the money issue. I don't know if anyone heard, but Maple Leaf Sports was nice enough to reopen the Scotiabank Arena for the first time for fans for anything as far as I've known. So our province has literally been under lockdown for I don't know how long. I guess over a year and a half now, right? Since it's almost June. Yeah, we almost reached the year and a half mark. So anyways, they finally reopened, a last minute thing, and I don't know if they've let other people into Scotiabank. Anyone in the chat below can correct me if I'm wrong. But they opened the stadium and they segregated who was allowed in. So that's what I was thinking, that's where they jinxed themselves again with the curse. As far as I know, when the Montreal Stadium allowed the Habs fans into the building, they did not segregate. Anyone was allowed to go in, regardless of race, age, occupation, or gender. So what kind of segregations occurred in Toronto Scotiabank Arena? They did the segregations of, occupation and medical status. So I'm pretty sure those violate human rights to not treat everyone as equal. So I think right off the bat, Toronto had jinxed themselves by using inequality. Like, props off to Toronto or Montreal. I think they deserve credit. So I could be wrong. Maybe Montreal did the same thing and they segregated their opening. I didn't even know they were going to have fans in the building until the game had already begun. So if anyone knows any information, maybe I'm wrong and you can correct me in the chat below. This is just what I'm guessing from what I've read in the media. And to be honest, I screw up reading a lot. So if anyone found stories where it wasn't just open to different union members and depending on their medical status, then let me know in the chat. But I'm pretty sure that's what it was. So yeah, and it was only a specific amount of tickets to give out, so maybe they could use that as an excuse, but still, I don't think it's right in Canada that we should segregate for any reasons. Not for race, gender, occupation, or medical status. It's like, I don't think your medical status should start taking away your human rights. But anyways, so yeah, what I was thinking that this season wasn't all bad, and I don't want to finish on the video on just shitting on the whole season. I really liked how Jack Campbell played, and I think that one of the things that we should focus on is that we really have a goaltender going forward in the future that it seems like he can carry us in some games in the playoffs. He even had a shutout, for God's sakes. So yeah, so that's what I was thinking, like maybe not to be so harsh on, who is it, Gustafsson and all the other European goalies that we've had in our net. Who is the one that's just been sat out for injury this season? Can't even remember his name anymore. But anyways, yeah. So all the European goalies that we've had, I don't know. To me, it doesn't sit right with me. I'd like to see American or Canadian goalie go between the pipes. Some people could say that's a little bit of a boycott thing, or what is it called? Uh, bigot thing, like Don Cherry. But that's actually who I got that idea from. Don Cherry is considered a bigot, and he often said that we should give more jobs to Canadians. So if giving more jobs into Canadians is considered bigotry, well, then I guess I'm slightly bigoted. But anyways, yeah, I don't think Jack Campbell is Canadian. I could look up his status to see where he's from. Hopefully I'm getting his first name right. That'd be funny to do this whole thing without his name. Yeah, it is Jack Campbell. Oh, he was drafted. Oh, he's from Port Huron, Michigan. So I'll give him honorary Canadian status, or at least American status. He's not from that dreaded Europe. All right, so anyways, I try not to piss anyone off, but yeah, just saying it like it is. We don't really have any more Don Cherries to do that, so we'll figure we'll get an angry Toronto Maple Leafs, Raptors, Blue Jays fan opinion, fresh, what happened in the playoffs tonight. So if anyone in the chat would like to correct me on some of the things I got wrong about who was allowed in to watch the Leafs game, and if that could be one of the reasons they were cursed. But I don't know. Maybe the one day we can break the curse in Toronto. I was thinking if we really want to get our teams act back together, first step, fire Dubas. Dubas has got to be the dumbest ass fucking GM we've ever had in Leafs history. He's literally wasted years of the best teams players we've ever had on our team before. So I think first step, fire dumbass. And then after we fire dumbass with our new GM, his first move is trade the Nylander. As soon as Nylander, the curse is gone off of our team, hopefully we can get 2 good draft picks. Someone might even say, oh, you could even get like fucking, I don't know, Connor McDavid or some other player that's good in Edmonton because they're collapsing. Maybe they want to trade superstars with Toronto. But I don't think anyone's really going to be convinced that Nylander is a superstar other than his fanboys and girls on Facebook. No, but anyways, yeah, first step, get rid of fucking dumbass. New GM comes in, trades Nylander, and then you know what he does with the Nylander's replacements? He gets them a new coach. So he fires the fucking dumbass coach from the dumbass GM, and then that new coach, maybe even Tortorella, goes back to the hard-ass approach. Give those fucking Toronto Maple Leafs a good ass whooping. Yeah, so that's what I think, man. That's what we need to snap this losing streak of fucking bullshit in Toronto for how many years? Decades, it seems. Not even decades, longer than I can remember, the last win in the playoffs. I still remember Jeremy Roenick on the fucking Philadelphia Flyers fucking scoring against us and eliminating us from the playoffs. That feels like my latest, greatest memory as a Leaf fan. And people are asking, did I actually think that this loss was worse than the one where we had the epic collapse against Boston? And I think this one wasn't actually as bad. People would argue that it is because we were more stacked and we should have won. But in this case, as soon as people started saying Nylander was the best player in the world, I was like, bull fucking shit. If we get our asses kicked and eliminated out of the playoffs, that's one thing I don't mind, to silence those people saying that about Nylander. No, I'm just kidding. No, if he would have won, I would have cut Nylander some credit. But until he wins us the Stanley Cup, he's overrated. All right, so take care, everyone. And yeah, hopefully we can pull off a victory as a Toronto Maple Leaf fan soon. And I'd just like to say, if anyone likes my review and wants to sub to my channel, really appreciate it. And I'll just give a quick message out to some of my affiliate links and patrons. All right, big shout out to Suki, Dan, Travis, Ray, Jim, and everyone at the Patreon organization. Really appreciate that. And let's go to the sponsor list. My sponsor is brought to you by
Crunk. Crunk. Give a fuck love.
And lastly, we will go to our affiliate links. Alright, our affiliate links is the patrons. Society 6, finishing quick, is my specialty. Comes on t-shirts, bed sheets, both popular with the ladies. Hideout TV, pays you to watch videos. Swag bucks, to shop online. GameKit will pay you to try games. And free Bitcoin. It's a wallet system for crypto. It'll offer you a wallet system that you can collect free Bitcoins, regular Bitcoins that you get for free in opening loot boxes, or you can even try the BetFury link. The BetFury link not only uses Bitcoin, but also other cryptocurrencies like Doge and Ethereum. So yeah, if you want to check out a new wallet system for free that has loot boxes you can open every hour, encourage you to check out those. I also have links to the Virtual Mate sex machine. It's for adults and men only. But if ladies need a sex machine, they know who to call. Just kidding. No, in Canada we probably have never-ending lockdowns, so we'll see about that. Anyways, if you want the coupon code for the Virtual Mate, it is a real product. It's crowdfunded, shipped, gets mixed reviews. Some people love it, others hate it. Just don't try to return it. That's super gross, even for me. Right? Anyways, you can get $10 off on purchase 150 or more with the coupon code below. And big shout out to the people at Virtual Mate to send me that code. It was awesome of them. Hopefully we can work together in the future. No, anyways, let's see. Oh yeah, if you want the links below, you can also find my website, and just make sure you follow all your regional laws for these, including the ones for crypto. Crypto is very strict depending which country you are in. All right, so let's go to the fire screen. All right, if you're happy or pissed about the Toronto Maple Leafs season, I really appreciate you watching the video and sharing your expressions below. Just try to keep it somewhat clean, even for me. All right, and let's see. If you happen to get a bullshit playoff loss to the Habs in your vaporizer and it tastes like shit, give the show a dislike. But if it doesn't happen, you can give the show a like. Really appreciate it. And just make sure you never buy the products from my sponsors.
Because it will ruin your life. Bye for now, everyone. See you later. Lelanders!
See you later, everyone. Bye for now. The future is bright with Campbell. Later, former goalie. I can't even remember your name. I can't. I swear. Bye, bye.